Marlon, what's going on?
I'm so stressed.
Who's
There
stressing
is this,
you?
my boss. He's just like stressing me so much.
Look at me. It's not worth it. Look at me. It's not worth it. Thank you. Next. Good morning and happy Monday. Marlon, take it away. He did not have a seizure, I promise you. He did not have a seizure in that video.
Hey, sometimes we gotta exaggerate a little to get your attention just slightly, right?
And we didn't have anything yet.
Oh
Okay.
God.
Not this time.
It's too early for that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Let's leave that for the weekend.
That's right. So Marlon, take it away. What are we discussing
Alright,
this morning?
so today we're actually going to be talking about anxiety, right? A lot of us has experienced anxiety throughout our day, throughout our week, through whatever we're going throughout life. We're always at some point in life going to experience anxiety, whether we like it or not, right? So first, we should understand what exactly anxiety is. So I will go ahead and jump into the definition. I will also jump into certain symptoms, right? So that you can already start associating if you start feeling like that. And then what are some coping strategies? What can I do if I discover that I'm having anxiety, right? So let's jump right into it. So anxiety is defined as a mental health disorder characterized by feeling of worry, anxiety, or fear that are strong enough to interfere with one's daily activities. For example, anxiety disorders include panic attacks, what I was just having in the beginning, right? Obsessive compulsive disorder or post traumatic stress syndrome. So that's basically what's the definition of anxiety, right? Your heart rate is your heart is racing, your heart is beating, and you're stressing, right? So what are some of the symptoms? Feeling nervous, restless, tense, having a sense of impending danger, panic, or doom, having an increase of heart rate, breathing rapidly, sweating, trembling,
It's hot in here.
feeling weak or tired,
I'm tired.
trouble concentrating. That's mine right there.
What do you say?
Thinking about anything other than the present worry.
Who are you?
So those are some symptoms that if you are experiencing that, you're most likely experiencing anxiety. Anything that you want to add to that? Maybe like when you experience anxiety.
That was all to wake you up because I know it's morning or whatever time it is. So what do I want to add to this? Absolutely what he said is 100% accurate, and we've all experienced it, anxiety. Most people, though, don't know if they have anxiety, and they think that they don't. And then they realize, oh my gosh, I'm listening to your video, or I've read something, or I've met someone who has it, and I didn't even realize that. What is the anxiety?
I'll tell you, in my case, I don't have rapid palpitations. I become restless. I sleep like very bad. And then all of a sudden I'm like, crap, I'm actually experiencing anxiety, but I didn't know I had it. Because again, I just thinking, oh, maybe I just had coffee too late. No.
No, and he's right. A lot of people think it's because what they ate late or they had coffee. So something I'll share is, I have anxiety. I think a lot of people do, but I'll speak for myself. I suffer from anxiety, and a lot of it has to do with things that I used to create within myself. Letting go of the past was a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Things that I couldn't change that were beyond my control in the present too. And the unknown was a big part. Like, there's going to be restructuring. Oh my God, what's going to happen? Oh my gosh, what's going to do this? And I created all of this because it's beyond my control. So, point next.
So, moving forward, so if you know that you're experiencing anxiety now because you're experiencing symptoms, what are some of the coping strategies, right?
What do you do?
So I created a list. It's a little bit long. I'm going to try to do my best to go through it. But again, I created a list that I actually use for myself. And you can perhaps use it for yourself, right? So number one, take time out. Practice yoga, listen to music, meditate. I do meditation a lot. Get a massage or learn relaxation techniques. Stepping back from the problem actually helps clear your head, right? Another one, eat a well-balanced meal. Don't skip any meals. Do it healthy, right? Energy boosting snacks. Alvin knows all about those. So if you have any questions about that, DM him. Another thing that really helps me also is limiting alcohol or caffeine intake, which can actually aggravate an anxiety or trigger a panic attack. This one is big, actually. Yeah, believe it or not, this one is actually big. So I have a really good friend who was experiencing anxiety very recently, and he thought, oh, if I have a drink or something, it's actually gonna calm me down because it's gonna take my mind somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because of the buzz. It made it worse. And yes, I went online, I made the research. Actually, you should cut out alcohol because it's not gonna relax you.
Now, look, we're saying that you can have your alcohol on occasionally. Example, our weekends.
Right, but if you're experiencing like actual physical tremors, actual physical something
right
with your anxiety, it's best if you eliminate
exactly. That's what he's saying.
Again, getting no sleep. When stressed, your body needs additional sleep and rest. Exercise daily. Exercising will help you feel good and maintain your health. Take deep breath. Inhale and exhale slowly. Count to 10 slowly. Do it again. Repeat. And do all the way up to 20 if necessary, right? Another thing that I really, 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 really emphasize is instead of for aiming for perfection, which actually we're doing a video that's gonna come out on this. If we're aiming for perfection, which isn't really 100% possible, be proud how close you get to that perfection.
Yes! Because I'm passionate about that.
Because otherwise, again, you're going to experience anxiety because you're thinking, I'm not good enough, I'm not perfect enough.
I said it recently in a past video, you got to step number 6. Did you forget what you accomplished to get to number 6? Yep. Don't focus on number 10. One step at a time.
And this moves us actually to the other point, which is accept that you cannot control everything. You put your stress in perspective, and you should ask yourself this question. Is it really as bad as I think this situation is, or this subject is? And also the other thing that really helps me is welcome humor. A good laugh goes a long way. Trust me, if I'm feeling anxious, instead of having like a sip of wine or whatever, I go on YouTube and search like the craziest, funniest videos.
Or he talks to me. I make you bust your bubble.
That is an understatement.
Carry on, honey.
Maintaining a positive attitude. Make an effort to replace those negative thoughts.
Negative Nancy's.
With positive ones. Again, see if there's
Thank
a negative.
You next.
Thank you next. Exactly.
Oh, I send them packing now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
The other thing that people don't realize is, I always say get involved. Get involved in something that you actually enjoy. Maybe it will be volunteering in your community, because guess what? You might start volunteering, you start making friends, you start opening up to people, and people will be like relating to you. So if you talk about it, you're gonna feel a lot better, like venting it out with a family.
Right to us.
And then the most important one is learn what triggers your anxiety. Is it work? Is it family? Is it school? Or is it something else that you can potentially identify? And another thing that I keep saying is write in a journal when you feel stressed or anxious. Why? So that you can look for a pattern. I tell you from my personal experience, there is a pattern with me. Winter months come along, and although it doesn't get really cold in Florida, right? I start to feel like, well, my family, they're far away. Christmas is coming. Like, I'm not able to see them. I start to get in that wah attitude, right? So I already know that. Why? Because I journal absolutely everything how I felt through the month. You don't have to even do it daily if you don't want to do it daily. You can just do it weekly. You can do it like me. You can do it monthly. How did I felt that I performed this month in my life?
So what I took from all of that was there's no rules in order to do
Correct.
any of the things he's suggesting. You just have to start somewhere and figure out what works for you.
And then the very last one, which is my favorite one, is talk to someone. Tell friends and family that you're actually feeling overwhelmed, that you're maybe going through a hard time.
Wait.
Because it's actually good. When you vent, you're actually releasing that energy as well, right? So vent, talk to them. Maybe they might have a different perspective as to how you're seeing the problem, and it might not be as bad as you really think it is.
What I was going to add to his point is yes, but be selective in your decision making of whom in this family or whom of your friends, acquaintances, and so forth that you choose to confide in. Because actions speak louder than words. The last thing you want to do is to speak to person X that tells A, B, C, D, E, F. And then you're like, oh my God, I was vulnerable and look what happened. We don't want to hear that from you.
And then my very last point is if you're actually experiencing physical tremors, physical things that are affecting you because of your anxiety, it's okay to go to a physician and talk about this.
Therapy.
It's okay to go see a therapist and talk about it. There's absolutely no shame in going to talk to a therapist. You're not crazy. No, you're not crazy. You're
like that.
You're a human just like all of us.
Chances are, if someone comes to me and telling me they're seeing therapy, I would probably choose them over anyone else to want to spend my time with, because it shows that they're taking initiative to help themselves. They love themselves. And honestly, someone that's willing to work through something is someone I'm willing to invest my time in. So I really, these are really strong points, and this topic is such a serious topic because I have a really good friend, and this friend is constantly messaging periodically about anxiety, not knowing why am I feeling this way. Nothing is wrong with me and this person, the person that this person's seeing, or whatever the case, work or school or whatever. And this person sees me like a mentor, and I'm just like, look, like, you have to talk through it. Don't create issues, again, as I always say, that don't exist. So go work out, try to work that off, try to do your yoga. And after all of that, this person said, I still think it, I still feel it. And I said, well, let's talk it out. And then I think it was just talking to someone that really helped.
Exactly.
So we hope this topic has helped you. Marlon, thank you for choosing this. It's a very heavy topic, and chances are, based on your feedback, if we do hear there are certain concerns of like certain points that you want more on, then we may do a future video to address that. So please let us know what you think. Comment, like, subscribe. We understand it's a serious topic, but we hope we can give you some humor and also discuss something that's not so easy to talk about.
Exactly. And last but not least, if you're experiencing anxiety, you're not the first or the only one, because I'm sure that Alvin and myself also have experienced it. So with that being said, guys, we love you. We'll see you next week.
Mwah!